I'm going to try to give you an impression of what a logical statement is. For us, at this point, a logical statement is going to be a phrase describing a variable object x that is either true, denoted by capital T, or false, denoted by capital F, for each x. So there are some things that need to be clarified with this to even begin to define what a logical statement is. For one thing is what is going on with this variable x, and what does it mean for a description to be true or false? So let me just give you an example of what such a phrase might look like, and then I'll start clarifying a bit more about x. So this phrase might look like something like x is more than 3 years old. So if it's clear that we're always talking about, say, children, then whether or not a particular child X is more than 3 years old or not should be either true or false. And so part of this logical statement business is to always sort of know what kind of object X that we're dealing with to begin with, and then assign to each one of them a value of true and false based on whether or not that particular X satisfies this condition. And we're going to say that two logical statements varying over the same objects X are equal if they have the same true or false values assigned to each x. Let's consider an example where the possible values of x varies simply between two objects, between my two children. So x is either my 2-year-old or my 4-year-old. Then, if these are the only two possible values of x, then the logical statement that we had before, x is more than 3, is equivalent to saying false for my 2-year-old and true for my 4-year-old. Or that my 2-year-old is assigned false and my 4-year-old is assigned true. So we can kind of already see that it's, from the point of view of logic, the true and false is going to be more important than the phrase that's just describing it. But from the point of view of the theory that such logical statements may describe, it could be very interesting to have two phrases that look on the surface very different turn out to be equal under this definition of logical statements by having the same true or false. And it could say something very interesting about the underlying subject matter. And a lot of this happens when one studies mathematics.